In data management, you may or may not know it affects the level from back-end data preparation to front-end data use. Let me tell you one case. There was a telecom company. Their sales team worked closely with their marketing team when they run a campaign in order to acquire new customers. When they review the result of the new customer acquired, both sides present different figures. Which one was right to believe? Actually, the figures from both sides were all correct, but the context of the data they used were different. Sales team used unique customer ID to calculate the number of the new customer, whereas marketing team used the unique contract ID to calculate it. If we took the householding into consideration, one customer might have more than one contract with the telecom, or one contract might have more than one customer name. Such discrepancy of the data content highlight the importance of the data management. My name is Kevin Gao, and thanks for joining this session on how to build a trusted integrated platform with Tableau Data Management. I'm a senior technical consultant based in Singapore. I've been working in BI field to help enterprises implement analytical solutions for 23 years. Before I joined Tableau, when I advised my customer how to implement data management, it would be mainly driven from IT perspective. In other words, data content which they use in their reporting, dashboard, or self-service analytical were not transparent to business users. Here you will see 4 different people with 4 different opinions of what an elephant looks like. Whose opinion is right, and which one should we listen to? Now as the modern analytical deployment grows, IT is faced with challenges to manage and promote the right data, while the business users struggle to find the relevant trust data for their analysis. Data is the lifeblood of the digital age, yet it will only deliver strategic value if it is allowed to course through the arteries of an organization. Without some key ingredient, there is a severe risk of the promise failing to deliver. What happens when your data is not right to use? How can your user figure this out? How do you know which data source to use? How often is the data being audited and governed? If you had to put a percentage on your confidence that your data is right, would it always be 100%? Unfortunately, this is how reporting is provided to most of business users. They lack the ability to see where the data comes from, what fields are used, and most importantly, how fresh is the data. Then each of users will make different judgments. During COVID-19, my colleague worked from home, and he had more time to spend with his 2 sons and play Lego. Not only did Lego let his son unleash their creativity, it was also something they could play by themselves. When my colleague's elder son was 2 years old, he gave him his first Lego as birthday gift. Gradually, he could assemble many kinds of patterns, and the toys he liked were all designed by himself. The eldest son behaved like a creator. However, he was not good at sorting out his Lego toy. He usually stuffed Lego bricks into a pile. When there were not too many Lego bricks, it was not too big problem. He could still find the building brick he wanted quickly. Every year for his birthday, he got more Lego, adding more bricks to his pile. The younger brother was too young to play and could only watch like a viewer at the beginning. But gradually, he could also explore and piece together some shape on his own. He was beginning to act like an explorer. With both of them now playing and with more Lego every year on their birthdays, the situation becomes difficult to control and manage. They often struggle finding the right piece to build a new toy, which would make them not want to play anymore. At this time, my colleague had to come over and help them organize the Lego brick. Father seems to be playing the role as stewards. When it was just a few bucks of Lego, it was fun and easy to find what piece they needed. But with more Lego, it was more difficult without them being organized properly. Would you still want to play if you could not find the piece you need to build? In reality, enterprise owns various data sources and prepare them in certain form of various data model for business user to use. Depends on the function role each user plays. There would be more domain expert who equip strong data analysis capability to create a report for the need of a rapid business change. In addition, there were more business users as reporting explorer or viewer to consume those insights or information from those pre-built business analytical report. In such an environment, as a data steward in organization, the critical mission for him is to avoid data chaos and manage the required data to fully support and empower business users to perform self-service of analytics. How do you create a self-service analytical environment to ensure the data which your user use are well managed? There are 4 perspectives you need to address: discoverability, trust, integration, and scale. First of all, the source of the data should be organized and classified in order and be easy for user to identify. Like each vehicle brick has its unique series number. Your environment should have a linkage to let the user inquire the root of the data they use. Then they can feel confident and trust to use those data. Even when users need to apply multiple data sources together for an exception analysis, the environment should be flexible and capable to integrate the required data to support their requirement. Of course, such an environment should be sustainable to support business growth. To make these 4 data management perspectives into Tableau data platform, the first 2 perspectives can be achieved by Tableau Catalog. For the data integration and the data scalability, you can have Tableau Prep Builder and the Conductor establish the flow to support your business need. Both Tableau Catalog and the Tableau Prep Conductor make up the Tableau Data Management add-on. It is an add-on bundle to our existing Tableau server or Tableau online environment. Increasing visibility, discoverability, and trust can help scale a governed data environment. This means IT can better manage the proliferation of data source and analytical content, allowing end user to quickly find the data they are looking for and feel confident in their analysis. Traditional data management solutions are not usually designed with business user in mind. To scale a self-service environment where more people are accessing data, Tableau Data Management empowers both IT and the user. User can share some of the traditional data management responsibility with system administrator. Where other data management solutions may help migrate data or integrate application, Tableau Data Management focuses on analytics. It is more valuable to give people the information when and where they need it, directly in visual flow of their analysis. Visual interface is the best way to interact with your data. Whether you are searching for the right data, preparing your data for analysis, or exploring it for insight, visual interaction makes the process faster and easier. As your enterprise data environment evolves, it is important to make sure that you can leverage your existing investment in your data environment. From your deployment option to our many native data connector, Tableau Data Management approach provide the same flexibility and extensibility. Governing Tableau is a critical step to drive the usage and adoption of analytical, while maintaining security and integrity of the data. Each enterprise may have similar procedure like such workflow to govern published data or business analytical in their BI platform. Although such procedure may couple with some important steps like the construction of the data model, naming conversion, and the pre-built report template, it overlooks ongoing use and evolution from business view. If your governance just focuses on this, you still cannot ensure if the necessary data is available to right people at the time they need it. Why? Firstly, how do users trace each stage of data transformation from loading to landing? Secondly, how do users organize the necessary data in a tidy way and know when those data are updated? Thirdly, how do users contact data owner if they have any question, or what other report also use the same data source to present analysis? This is the workflow, how information gets from one piece to another. If you look at the bottom right, you will notice we get down from certified published data source to connect certified data. From here onward, Tableau Data Management can fulfill the gap of data content between the IT and the business, and then enrich further self-service analysis.
Let me show you how Tableau Data Management add-on bring the value to user adoption of self-service in Tableau server platform from IT and the business view. For a report creator, one of the most concern from his view is how he can trust the data and how the data is capable to support different kinds of analysis scenario. Tableau Catalog provide a linkage for the business reporter to check which database are used and which table from this database are used to compose the data source. If this data source is built by Tableau Prep builder, he also can check its flow to get the overall view. And this overall view to let the user to know what kind of data are ingested, transformed, and output. Of course, here you can see the status. User can see when the latest data are updated. For certain cases, if the person in charge of this data flow, he may be asked to change the schedule job. For example, he may ask to run and update the data immediately. Or if there is some delay of the data, he can edit the task to change the schedule accordingly. The linkage here also can let you to know the flow come out with how many data sources. And then this data source has been used by which workbook, sheet, and the dashboard. What are the important things here? If you have any change or update of your data source, then you can know what are content are impacted by your change. Of course, here you can see you also can inform the downstream owner if such kind of change happen. For the normal business explorer or viewer, when they navigate their workbook, they also can get a benefit from Tableau Catalog and the Tableau Prep Conductor. When they open the workbook here, you can see there is the option for user to select to check data detail. What kind of information are provided by data detail? For example, you can see there is the warning for user to be aware. And he also can know which data source and which field are used to compose this workbook. Now, if he need to subscribe this workbook or view, he get an additional option for him to choose. He can, based on the data refresh, and then to get the email update from the table prep conductor schedule. Now let we look at external asset. The external asset serve like the table data library. Here, you can check if the data has been certified by system administrator, or he also can check the data status. For example, like this data source now is under maintenance, and another data source actually has been out of date. Apart from this information, you also can find which data source are most demanding by workbook. If you have some concern about the data issue and you need to look for someone to help, you also can find who you should contact to.
Seeing is believing. For you to experience how this feature increase trust, discoverability, and self-service for your data, you can visit our data management website to play the add-on in action. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of our session.